Hey y'all, it's Jessica from Sloppy Swatches. Today I have a look at the Matadora collection for fall 2017. This is a collaboration between Gelish and Morgan Taylor. I was sent this collection as part of the Preen.VIP program. If you're interested, I will link all of that down below. So along with these shades, I was also sent foundation by Gelish. This is a soak off gel foundation. It does have a short little stubby brush. I'm not using this today. I will be utilizing a peel off base coat. I was also sent Top It Off, which is a gorgeous glossy gel top coat. I had no issues with this at all. So first up is I'm drawing a Blanco, and this is just simply described as a glittery white. So here's a quick look at that bottle shot. You can't really see the polish because it is a gel polish, but here's a look at that brush shot, and I'll show you how I'm drawing a Blanco swatched on my natural nail. Now, as I mentioned, I am using the Cuticula peel off base coat. One coat goes on pretty streaky and a little bit sheer of this color, but once it's cured, I did use an LED lamp. It completely mellows out. You lose all of those brush strokes and you're just left with a gorgeous glittery finish. I'm really impressed with this polish. This entire line is also available as a nail lacquer from the Morgan Taylor, and I haven't seen how I'm drawing a Blanco swatches in the lacquer, but I'm really loving it here in the gel. So 2 coats, it was still a little bit sheer, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how it built up for me with a thin third coat. It does definitely add another layer and some depth, but it was still a little bit sheer. I did enjoy this look. It's nice and clean and fresh and classy. So this is my final swatch photo at an angle underneath artificial lighting. So next up is Mauve Your Feet, and this is just described as a mauve cream. So this is a little bit on the more nude side. It does have some gorgeous brown tones or red tones in there. So here's a quick look at that brush shot, and then I'll show you how Mauve Your Feet swatched on my natural nail. The formula on this one was outstanding. I had to remind myself to go in a little bit thinner. Usually I try to go in thick, especially when I get a nice gorgeous cream like this. So I did go in and thin it out a little bit, and then I cured it, and I'll show you how it built up for me with a second coat. So here's a look at that second coat. This does for sure easily bring this polish completely opaque. Again, a very classy, nice look, especially for fall. So here's a look at that completed mani at 2 coats before that glossy top coat underneath artificial lighting. And this is my final swatch photo at an angle under that same artificial lighting. So next up is Don't Break My Corazon, and this is described as a warm red cream. So this is just a very gorgeous basic red cream. If you don't have one in your collection, this is definitely a great one. So here's a quick look at that brush shot, and then I'll show you how Don't Break My Corazon swatched on my natural nail. This is another beautiful cream with an amazing formula. Again, I had to remind myself to go in a little bit thinner. I do still have a flash of nail line here. I'm going to go ahead and cure it and show you how it built up with a second coat for me. So here's a look at that second coat. It does for sure easily bring this polish completely opaque for a gorgeous, sexy red finish. Really loving it. It was hard to not pick this one as my top pick. So here's a look at that completed mani at 2 coats before a glossy top coat underneath artificial lighting, and this is my final swatch photo at an angle under that same artificial lighting. So next up is all Tangoed Up, and this is described as a burgundy cream. So it is a red, a little bit deeper and more vampy in tone with maybe some oxblood tones in there. So here's a quick look at that brush shot, and then I'll show you how all Tangoed Up swatched on my natural nail. So here's a look at that first coat. This one does have almost that squishy jelly type feel to it. It is very pigmented, and it did go on super smooth with no pooling or issues. I'm going to go ahead and cure that and then show you how it built up for me with a second coat. So here's a quick look at that. Again, I did have to remind myself to go in thin so it did dry evenly. I feel like 2 coats is full coverage, but if you wanted to go in for a third coat, that's going to give you an even deeper finish. So here's a look at that completed mani at 2 coats before a glossy top coat underneath my artificial lighting, and then this is my final swatch photo at an angle under that same artificial lighting. So next up is Olay My Way, and this is described as a shimmery navy blue. I do feel like this is my top pick. I'm just so in love with the shimmers in here. I'll go ahead and show you a quick look at that brush shot, and then I'll show you how Olay My Way swatched on my natural nail. So here's a look at this first coat. I do want to mention also that Gelish has an amazing brush. It is nice and rounded for easy application. This one was so incredibly close to being completely opaque for me in one coat. When I went to thin it out, I did notice a little bit of streaking, so I'm going to go ahead and cure this and then show you how it builds up with a second coat. So here's a quick look at that. That does for sure and easily bring this polish completely opaque. I feel like this one would also be gorgeous with a matte top coat. It has a very subtle shimmer in there that definitely adds something special. So here's a look at that completed mani at 2 coats before a glossy top coat underneath my artificial lighting. This one is very deep and vampy on the nails. So this is my final swatch photo at an angle under that same lighting. So the last polish I have to share with you today is called Danced and Sangria, and this is described as a vampy purple cream, which I feel is completely spot on. This polish is incredibly dark. There's a quick look at that brush shot, and then I'll show you how Danced and Sangria swatched on my natural nail. So this is another polish that has a little bit more of a jelly formula, almost kind of syrupy. It is super, super dark on the nails. I'll go ahead and cure that and then show you how it builds up for me with a second coat. 2 coats did bring this polish to full coverage. I noticed around my tips that maybe it was a little bit lighter, but I actually ended up enjoying how that looked on the nail because this is so dark. Those lighter spots kind of pull it more to the purple side as opposed to the black side. So this is my final swatch photo at an angle under that artificial lighting. So as part of the Preen.VIP program, I was also sent one of the Morgan Taylor designer plates. This is the Flirty Florals Nail Stamping Kit. So I thought I'd go ahead and show you a quick nail art look using both the Morgan Taylor Gelish polishes as well as the stamping plates. So here's a quick look at everything that you get in the box. You do get 2 plates. These have gorgeous floral images as well as a stamper. This is a clear jelly stamper with a cap. It is a little bit sticky and a little bit squishy. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now that I do feel like this is going to be my new go-to stamper. You also get a scraper that's nice and thick, and I'll go ahead and show you a quick look at those 2 stamping plates. So it does come with that blue film. You do need to remove that before you stamp. I'm also really sorry about the glare here from my lamps, but I thought that I would give you a good up-close look. I'll be using 1 floral image from each plate in my final nail art look. So this is stamping plate 1. I really love the floral lace here. And then here's a look at stamping plate 2. So you do get a wide array of images. I think there's something appropriate for really every season. There's some floral images there for summer, and then some sweet little birdie images that are going to be good for spring, and then some more like filigree that may be perfect for fall. So for stamping today on plate 1, I'm going to use this rose and leaf image. Today I'm using the Moonflower Polish Hidden Rose. This is a stamping polish, and I've had such a hard time picking it up on my clear stampers. However, with this Morgan Taylor stamper, it picked up with no issues at all. It did a great job picking up the larger areas as well as the smaller details. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how that stamps today over a base of Don't Break My Corazon. This is from the Gelish line, and it did an absolute amazing job. For some reason, this is giving me Belle from Beauty and the Beast vibes, and I am about it. So for the other nails, I'm going to use this more detailed image from stamping plate 2. Again, same stamping polish and process. I'm going to go ahead and show you how that picked up. I had no issues picking up the finer details with that at all. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp this on my middle and ring nail, and then give it a good top coat. Today I'm using the HK Girl Glisten and Glow. This is just my go-to top coat, especially on top of stamping. It does a great job at not smearing. So here's a look at that completed nail art look with a top coat underneath my artificial lighting, and this is my final swatch photo at an angle under that same artificial lighting. So that does wrap up my swatch and review of both the Matadora and the Flirty Florals collection. These are available right now. I'll link some storefronts down below, but these are available pretty much anywhere your favorite Gelish polishes are available. They are also available in the Morgan Taylor polish line. So if you're interested in seeing any photos of any of the products shown here, I do have more available on my blog at sloppyswatches.com, or you can also follow me on Instagram at sloppyswatches. So thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time.